Oopsie daisy. Pop. Ah, where's my clean feed? Come back. Well, there we go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Azaka here. I'm going to be commentating for the MENA division semifinals and finals. We've got three teams wanting to uh, three teams gunning for the title of champion. The defending champions, Arab Knights, and two others. Just gonna quick. Let me just bring up the names. Here somewhere. Uh, Real Bros and Rising Knights. So Real Bros and Rising Knights will fight off against each other before the winner getting to fight off against the defending champions, the Arab Knights. So I'm going to be watching a best of three, then a best of sevens for the finals. Best of seven for the final will contain two Lin Wu fortresses, one um, where one side is defending and one side is attacking, and then they will switch over for the next round. No, it is not, unfortunately. We have no relation to Rising Knights. We should contact them and say that they shouldn't use our Rising moniker. Or, what do you call, they should stop using our trademark. But I hope we're in for a good match indeed. Gonna be well, this will be a long time since we've seen a MENA division tournament. Copyright strike them? Yeah, that's what I was like. Rising Knights? Yeah, I totally need to copyright strike them. But anyway, I hope we get to see a good set of matches. I'm very interested to see how the match of seven is going to go. Seven is a lot of matches to play, but the first of four will be very interesting. Also, don't forget, guys, make sure you head over to the Conqueror's Blade dev streams to get that unit attire. Unfortunately, the Conqueror's Blade dev also want them views. Make sure you send it to them because they're giving out the free stuff. Come here if you want the commentary, though. I love commentating for these games. Just me, or did everything just freeze? Countdown is at 0. Nothing's happening. Well, at least I know my internet's not, well, we get a video soon. Mine's a little bit behind, though. So, we're just gonna have to wait for the pick band stage for Real Bros and Rising Knights. And then later on, we'll get to see whoever wins gets to face off against uh, Arab Knights. It's actually really hilarious because if you really think about it, between the semifinals and the finals, whoever's going from the semifinals to the finals is going to have to play something like 7 matches in total, and I mean that's going to be pretty draining, right? It's more like 5. Oh, wait, hang on. 2 from the first one, best of 7, so it's actually 4. So more like 6 matches. 6 matches minimum we'll be able to see today. But I hope oh wow. Is it 6 matches minimum? Yeah, we 6 matches minimum. Arab Knights could only win if they get four in a row. And I mean, if they win the two Linwoos and two of the siege battles, because there's two pick ban stages. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure how the pick ban stages are going to work out. I'm always interested to know, like, these are small details that probably don't matter to anyone else, but if the pick ban stages are cumulative, meaning that the first set you pick, oh, so you ban, so each team bans one and then picks one to attack, and then the next stage is to ban two more. That would be interesting because if it's a cumulative, if you ban two more maps and then you pick two other maps, you get a higher chance of seeing other maps because four maps can be banned out. Possibly, but I don't think that's how it works. We'll get to see. So, um, in theory, we should be seeing the first match beginning in around about 3 minutes. I'm gonna grab a drink in the meantime, so I'll see you guys in a minute. And the choke. The choke is real. God damn. Good thing nothing's playing that actually matters for this clean feed right now. Definitely not. 2 hours before TW, 1.5 before the fight for influence. So just the semifinals is a best of three, and that's going to take at least an hour. And then you have a best of seven for the finals. So they've allocated 2 hours for it, which honestly, it could only go for 2 hours if four matches are played. But I think we have a good chance of getting maybe five, maybe six matches. I mean, 5 matches is 5 matches is a pretty high like you have a high chance of getting 5 matches. 4 matches if it's a complete stomp. 5 matches if it's only slight. And then that's it. That's well, I mean, Linwy Fortress should be short. Two Linwy Fortresses at the beginning. It's a 10v10 map, and I think they only have something like 10 minutes from the beginning, plus 4 if they get the A point. So, I mean, the finals could take anywhere for an hour and a half, I think, minimum, all the way up to the 2 hour, and maybe over if they go even into the tiebreaker. I say minimum 1.5 hours because what? You got about 20 minutes allocated to each match, plus a little bit of intermission and like switching and preparation phases. So yeah, like 20 minutes for each match is a little bit is like a lot. But if you add in preparation as well, 10 minutes of preparation plus intermission is not actually a bad estimate. Um, with that being said, if it isn't four matches and I give 20 minutes to each match, it would be like, and it actually plays out to all seven, that would be a long. You'd go to like you'd go until like almost 10 at this rate. Going into the pick band. Boom, 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 boom. I wish I had a button that just made all of them invisible all at once. So we have Rising Knights here on the left and Real Bros on the left. I mean Rising Knights here on the left and Rising Real Bros on the right. Heilung Fjord being banned out by Rising Knights. Not unexpected. I mean, not a lot of people like it. But Wallfort ban coming out from Real Bros. I think this is the first Wallfort I've seen banned all tournament, all season. My goodness. Harbour City pick for Rising Knights. I'm guessing Real Bros is going to go something for like Constantinopolis. Actually, I could have just rigged that. I mean, I have access to. Well, yeah, they already told us. Oh no, that was wrong anyway. They chose Harbour City. Double Harbour City matches. Rising Knights versus Real Bros. Going to be interesting to see. Oh, is that finished?
Yeah, so this is the full quarantine due to full check-in service. We advertised to this web pickup.
Okay. Do you have an email to send that to?
Yes.
That should be. Okay, so you can't do it. I mean, obviously it's just for a quote. So you guys will send that to me email and I'll speak with her about that when I get it done. And that's all for now.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, thanks. Have a nice day. All right, just got to deal with the air conditioner guy. Apparently our air conditioner is filthy. Well, we haven't cleaned it in like 5 years, so roundabout to happen eventually. But I didn't expect it to cost $3,800. Pay for my air conditioning, guys. Nah, just jokes. It was just a quote for cleaning the air conditioner. So Belle will decide whether or not she wants to pay for it. Dum 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 da dum. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Da na na na. I'm surprised we're still waiting for the matches to start. Really thought that we get to see it soon. Ow. The bright light. The white. Hurting my eyes. That's surprising. I think maybe I haven't. I didn't take a long enough nap. I should have just napped straight away instead of playing some games in the middle of the day. Well, I don't have to do the South America division tomorrow morning, so that's good. Just the just the Asia division later that night. Long wait indeed. I'm actually wondering uh, whether or not the teams are ready. I would be pretty upset if they end up not ready by the end of this. Waiting for the world to change. Keep on waiting on the world to change. I don't know the words, but it's stuck in my head. Keep on waiting on the world to change. Me and all my friends are all misunderstood. They say we stand for nothing, and there's no way we ever could. Now we see everything that's going wrong. Nah, I've sung that wrong. With the world and those who lead it, we just feel like we don't have means to rise above meter. Nah, yeah, I sung that those four lines wrong there. And then the chorus is, so we keep on waiting, so we keep waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting on the world to change. It's hard to beat the system when we're standing at a distance. So we keep waiting on the world to change. Huh, I never actually read the lyrics to the song. Keep me in tune with your singing, man. I'll sing the song that I really like to sing. Metro. My gift is wait. My gift is my song, and this one's for you. And you can tell everybody that this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is. Now you're in the world. Longsword is dead next season, and also the Paladin. A lot of things might be dead next season, but I'm really hoping that that they're working on something. That they're working on massive changes, because not only new units need to come, massive changes to existing units and existing seasons need to happen. I mean, existing systems need to happen for me to like the progression of this game. At the present time, they're just stacking on more shit. So it's just like you're putting, you're making a building with bad foundations. And I mean, the foundations were good for what it was, but it's too weak now to uphold what it's become. Sat on the roof and I kicked up the moss. Well, some of these verses, well, they got me quite cross. But the sun's been kind when I wrote the song. It's for people like you that keep it turned on. So, excuse me, but we have the battle to begin. I'm gonna just quickly cut these off. So we have Real Bros and Arab Knights fighting out here on Harbor City, with Real Bros attacking first. We'll get to see. Ooh, we look like Rising Knights is down one player. That's not going to be good. Not good at all. Hey, we saw a... Oh, no, it disappeared. I thought we were going to see Onodachi in this match, but I guess not. Looking very closely at the units right now, we are short of some Nafan guards coming out from Real Bros, but Nafan guards and Metallators being deployed by Rising Knights. So the Metallators are pretty going to be like the not the Metallators. With Metallators on either side, both sides can be very effective with Metallators, but it is the Nafan guards that will probably decide the major engagements almost instantly. So let's hope Rising Knights can hold on, because again, it's a 14v15, so I'm very surprised that we're getting a 14v15, but it can't be sad, but this is what we get. Was it high tier units? I didn't quite catch that. We might see the scoreboard in a little bit. I'll go see if I can spot him as well. That's going to be pretty upsetting if he only brought... Oh, really? Oh, wow. Rising Knights deceased. Only bringing out Halberdiers and Berserkers. I see it, I see it. Not good, not good at all. Wow, not only are they handicapped by one player down, they're also handicapped by one of their own guys. Well, being on the defending side does give you a little bit of leeway, but in a team setting, you'll need everything to bear. As you can already see, the natural unit deficit is 413 units down for the defenders, and that is quite a lot. That's basically like 10 whole units of serfs. More than 10. It's more like, well, actually, if you use serfs and the serfs had things, it'll be about 10. But yeah, this is, Rising Knights is going to have to use everything in their arsenals to suppress all of these siege towers. And if Real Bros do not make a major engagement, if Rising Knights can maintain to avoid a major engagement, these guys could pull out a win here. Right now, the siege towers are getting dangerously close to the walls, but we have the right side siege tower down. Middle side siege tower is being worked on. We have another trib being used. Here it comes for the Metallators. Scaffolding does block a couple of the shots, but it does look like some hit true. Rising Knight takes out the left-hand siege tower, but I think they might have sacrificed a. Well, no, the Metallitor's actually are mostly alive. Got about 7 of them, probably 3 of them, or maybe 5 of them died. But the middle side siege tower did get up. No rest for the defenders here. With the first generation tower actually getting up, this is really good for Real Bros. Both starting with RB, so Real Bros and Rising Knights is going to be a bit confusing for tonight. Definitely would poke my head onto that siege tower, get them to pull some units up, and be a very easy way to get heroes up on the wall to take out those culverins. Culverins there on the right-hand side. You can see 2 of them at the very least, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be more of them across the wall. As you can see up here next to the west side, 2 culverins have been deployed, and that cannon still available for Rising Knights. It's very surprisingly, Rising Knights also deployed at the small gate. A treb onto that cannon. Very surprising. Normally the natural spawns are very easy to take out with their own. A bit of a waste to send the treb after those. The mole grabbing a short sword. Short sword is being tossed down. Let's see if they finish him off. I'm guessing they can. A lot of CC coming out, and down he goes. It's going to be very devastating for Rising Knights. For every death they take, it's going to be very brutal. I'll be honest here. Situation gets worse and worse as more options are available for Real Bros. Real Bros getting that left-hand siege tower, getting very close. Rising Knights really need to not let this musket just poke them down. Free kills is free kills, and every free kill is, well, I mean, yeah. Free kills is units that could have been used for better things. Left-hand siege tower getting very close. Does go down, in fact. Does get destroyed. Oh, they're on the map. So, right-hand siege tower is up, but not being pushed. Main gate has been broken. Real Bros might do a rush here. Does look like we have some... Yeah, it does look like they're going through the main gate. Medals, Iron Reapers, and some loyal guards all rocking up here for the front gate push. Rising Knights are split, but three units is not terribly to be afraid of, but the Medal Iron Reaper combo will definitely take some units to deal with it. Although they have not made any progression just yet. The siege towers are up and are not being pushed. Instead, they're deciding to brute force through the middle siege tower. Probably a good option, as definitely overcommitting here on the left-hand side. Left-hand side, what I mean by is that small gate. Palace Guard doing their best to hold back the tide. We got some Rattan Pikemen and some Grey Hair Garrisons coming out from the left and the right. Grey Hair Garrison fully engaged here. Going to try to hold back, suppress that siege tower. But are we switching over to the main gate push? Loyal Guards versus some Pike Militia. Pike Militia is going to go down real easy as the Modals and Iron Reapers also rock up. More and more units. Look like the Grey Hair Garrison did get defeated in the meantime. Rattan Pikemen taking the slow approach. Didn't push in and try and suppress. Imperial Pike March marching on these Alp Halberdiers. Alp Halberdiers at the front. Best for their charge. Didn't get a charge off, unfortunately. No point trying to get them out of battle. May as well just have them fight until death. Not good for Rising Knights with losing troops on all fronts. These Metallitors are going to be in an open situation and no reinforcing squads. I don't know why. Definitely overcommitting. Look, you are the defenders. I understand that you need to grab every advantage that you can, but you've committed 4 people onto that left-hand small gate, and you are chasing the enemy attackers out in a ginormous field. Your A point's getting capped, and you've already lost one of your defenders down there. You've wasted a lot of time for yourselves, for your team. You need to get back into the fight where it matters. We got some grey hair garrisons fighting very well here. The loyal guards did not brace in such a way that it made it hard for the grey hair garrisons. Grey hair garrisons being very difficult to deal with, in fact. You really need to just brute force. Wow, everyone's just ignoring this grey hair garrison as the loyal guards are not actually fully capable of dealing with it by itself. That was uncourtly. Should have just used the medal to just smack those grey hair garrisons into pieces instead of let the loyal guards tank so much damage from them. But in the end, they did die. So it looks like the loyal guard did win out in the end. This is where it's going to be very difficult. 8 minutes to go for the attackers. Switching over to Tundra Humans. Very classic to see a lot of cavalry on Harbour City, especially since they're so flexible, able to do those long flanks. Everyone gets held up in gunning for the one-track mine here, up through the right-hand side, up through the eastern entrance, and fight the enemy directly on the base point. The engagement is starting to look inevitable. We've also got most of the Tundra Humans actually looking to want to brute force through the front, so probably ending up with infantry screening and with massive charges coming from the front. But a forward defense is a good strategy here. Rising Knights giving no room for the for the attackers to realistically. Unfortunate for that short sword. Short sword getting grabbed yet again. Tundra Humans just accidentally aggroing, dying for no reason here. Very unfortunate for this spear trying to do a flank but getting completely outnumbered and charged as he was coming up. Timing is their key. Definitely probably getting watched from the map here. Looks like someone from Rising Knights did leave. Those Pavies, they trickled the engagement twice here. Those Expedition Knights being very good at absorbing damage for now, especially since they can heal as well. Massive catch with lots of those Iron Reapers going down. Finally, they have decided to mass push Loyal Guards to the front. Medal's right behind. Nafan Guards are burning down that main push, but the right-hand side of that push is way open. Tundra Humans in the back, destroying. Oh, no, I take that back. Looks like Medal catching them. But probably a third set of Tundra Humans going for the... Why are you going for that Medal? Probably a mistake, but the main push here onto the base point is all that matters. Looks like Palace Guard's the only thing holding them back. Medal's trying to dodge and flank, but there's way too many of the enemy, so you will get outflanked yourself. Getting blasted to pieces as they get close. Another Maul grab. Maul takes him down. Rising Knights doesn't seem to have very much to stand on right now. Very much to hold back the enemy. Weakness on a lot of levels. This first match doesn't seem to be going well for Rising Knights. Especially since their teamwork is lacking. Congratulations, Real Bros, for winning your attack. Although I do have to give you the benefit of the doubt that Rising Knights were only at 14, so they weren't at full strength. Hopefully we get to see their member come back in the next round on their defense. But With only 14 attacking, I think this is going to be even worse for Rising Knights. But in the meantime, I will catch you guys in a quick minute break as I feed a cat. You saw the cat? Yes. I gotta feed the cat. It's annoying me.
I can still remember when I joined the army. How I wished to fight. I can still remember when I
Did he
joined
say
the
that
army.
he
How
did?
I wished to fight.
What?
What does the bill say?
I don't have the bill. You have to ask Bell. Unfortunately, I can't pick up the cat. The cat will be very annoyed at me if I do. If you see the cat, it will be very lucky. Sometimes it will walk across my desk. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe next time I'll try picking it up. But it doesn't like being picked up all the time. I'm gonna grab some more water before the next round begins.
It takes many years of training to make a French soldier into a man.
Na -da 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 -da. We are karaoke. Oh man, Escapin, how have you been, man? Man, I'm sorry I didn't react to your things earlier. I didn't realize. I did read it, but I mean, didn't know who it was from. So excuse me for forget. Yeah, so excuse me for. So excuse me forgetting. So excuse me forgetting. Hmm. So excuse me forgetting. But these things I do, you see, I've forgotten if they're If they're green or they're blue. Anyway, the thing is, what I really mean. Yours are the sweetest eyes I've ever seen. And you can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is. Now you're in the world. Hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind that I put down. Hope you don't mind. I hope. Well, yeah, that's how you're supposed to sing that.
It takes many years of training to
Hope
make
you
a
don't
fresh
mind.
song.
I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is. Now you're in the world. And then the finale song. Never knew I could feel like this. Like I've never seen the skies before. Want to vanish inside your kiss. Every day I love you more and more. Listen to my heart, can you hear it sing? Telling me to give you everything. Seasons may change, winter to spring, but I love you until the end of time. Ah, what am I doing? It's cutting my throat somehow. Come what may, come what may, I will love you until my dying day. And now we're back to Harbor City. This time we get to see Rising Knights face off against Real Bros for the defense. So, Rising Knights attacking. Let's hope they have 15 players. I'm gonna be hate to see if they only have 14. Oh man, you're gonna have a real struggle on your hands here. Although I do commend them for playing it out. Love to see a show, but sometimes a slaughter is not what you signed up for. Again, they're gonna have to play this very carefully. Basically, they're gonna have to win the engagements no matter what, because if it comes down to real attrition, Real Bros are just going to win automatically. And you might not realize how powerful a single member is when in the large scheme of things. Oh, that's 1/15th. No, it's not. Having 15 players on the field, 15 units on the field, compared to having 14 units on the field, 14 heroes on the field, is massive. Because it's like when you talk about the use case between 1v2 it's not that there's two people versus one person. Like, imagine if they're all the same strength. That one person will get killed within a quarter of the time. And you may say, wow, what does that mean? It means that two players expending only a quarter of their strength, not even a quarter of their strength, because there's other factors as well, but if you were to just isolate it to just like, if you were to just quote unquote say strength, they would only need to use a quarter of their strength to not only defeat that one player, but um, well, no, yeah, they would only take a quarter of their strength to defeat that one player. That's how powerful it is to have an extra person. But we're kicking it off. Rising Knights taking the standard approach here. We got some Metallators. The cannons are firing. Only one Treb has been used so far. It says they have 15 Trebs available. Unfortunately, they do not. Again, resources as well. They'll only have 28 artillery and 14 Trebs instead of the usual 30 and 15 Trebs. 30 artillery and 15 Trebs. Interesting why the Rising Knights here want to take this small gate. This might be a good trade for the beginning, but as they struggle to get this, they really need to just push straight into those Pavis. As the Pavis continues to fire, gonna lose out massively, especially since your Medals have taken most of the hits. Real Bros is doing the smart thing and making sure that the battle lasts as long as possible. Imperial Pike March is making their way through, but a nice stop here. Only using Pike Militia, and again, like, they've only lost like 3 Pike Militias in the meantime. Maybe they've lost some Medals as well. But that's actually a huge exchange, because I'm believing you might possibly have only lost a Medal and probably 3 Pike Militia. What did they lose? A Medal, an Imperial Pikeman, and a Pike Militia. The pickup might be minor, but that's an Imperial Pikeman that's not accessible to Rising Knights anymore. That's a Medal that's not accessible to the Rising Knights anymore. And they're already down 700 leadership by default, so it's not looking good at all for the attackers, Rising Knights. Attackers really need to win every engagement. At least come out on top, because you got to make up for that 15th player. That engagement definitely was not on top. Especially since they only expended their weaker units. Then this is also a problem. Real Bros can expend 1 or 2 of their guys to just be a tier or maybe several tiers lower, and combined again, heroes and units combined will be much stronger than a higher tier unit with a hero. Trebbing that Hawacha. I didn't realize in the meantime, left and the middle siege tower did get up, but the right hand siege tower did get destroyed, so a respawn did happen. We're rocking on for Rising Knights, though. They're still gonna fight it out, I believe. Mass force built here on the left-hand side. Again, very strange they would pick to group up here. I'm gonna have to say that double Pike Militia line is going to be a force to be reckoned with. No super heavy shields, so the Pavis will cut through Grey Hair garrisons, although extraordinarily slow. Rising Knights making a split push winning on both ends, but what does it look like? Real Bros using very minimal, if not weak, like low tier units to fight. What have you done? You left the Nafan guards without defenses. If you lose even one to the Pike Militia, that's insanity. My goodness. Rising Knights definitely not working together. That, like, ordinary teams would have entire squad on top of that Nafan guard to make sure it does not die. Or at least make sure it's in a major engagement. Real Bros expending very little, picking up quite a bit, but using their low tier units to swarm out the defenders. Swarm out the attackers. Finally, some Iron Reapers fighting off against some Condottieri and some, Alpha Halberdiers. Getting absolutely cut through, though. Those Iron Reapers are fearsome indeed. Took nothing with barely any little damage, if not any, since they will heal up in a minute. Although very similar in unit counts. It's going to be... Oh, man, they still haven't fixed that on Harbor City, where the units will... Well, all the units will retreat towards the enemy side. It's very strange when that happens. I don't know why that happens. Pathing issue is insane on Harbor City. I will have to say that, like, you should never retreat your units or change your units when you're on the defending side, especially here if you're on the right-hand side, because you're gonna get your units killed. Pretty sure. Arab Knights got a contingent here on the left-hand side. Does look like they were picking a fight, but where's the support? We got Tundra humans surrounding them on all fronts, and a major push gonna happen down from north side, getting swept up. All of the heroes did get completely murdered here. Barely any support. Could have used support earlier. I don't know why they slowed down at some point. Again, another contingent has lined themselves up to next to a stairs, in fact. The stairs are very, very frightening for polearm units, because stairs really doesn't allow them to make use of their longer range. Spread out and deep within enemy territory. You really need to focus on one of the supply point. Get one of the supply point and you secure your position inside. Otherwise, you're just going to be skirmishing for the entire 9 minutes you have to take this base point. Coming up behind you, where's the call for help? This water brush is definitely going to be out of position very shortly. I think the Pavis got taken out. That's very bad. 100 humans are extraordinarily cost effective, even if they take out only one tier 5. A tier 5 is still nothing in terms of leadership compared... Sorry. Even if they die taking out a tier 5, the 100 humans are worth only 240 compared to a tier 5, which is 300 plus. I guess they're going to try to stranglehold this supply point as they realize that this is their only hope for victory. Trying to win out in major engagements are not the way to go, because again, defenders have the advantage. Imperial Pike March coming in from the north hand side, while they are having a major engagement here on the right. Imperial Pike marches right into the center. We've also got Iron Reapers fighting. Those Metallators are shooting directly above the main mass, but we're losing quite a few Medals. Medals just trying, again, why retreat? You cannot retreat to a better position in this scenario, but you can, maybe they can, as the enemy just waltz right into that Forte line. This Treb might be huge, as it takes out the loyal guard for Rising Knights. This is good, this is good. The rest of the troops have made it over here to the left-hand supply point, but massive losses for Rising Knights as well as a little bit of gain I say a little bit because the unit count has been unit deficit has been increased by over 100 units, maybe less, as a little bit of pickup just happened. Imperial Pike March versus Imperial Pike March, but a massive contingent here. We've got another set of Loyal Guards, Madao and Imperial Pikemen, all ready to fight. Got nothing here for Rising Knights, though. Rising Knights need to pull the engagements already. They've already wasted enough time here, and their ranged units are not a force to bear. I guess they're deciding to fight until death. Does look like they do not see a way to get victory. It's going to be sad, but does look like Rising Knights probably went all in on the left-hand supply point because they got no reserve troops. Even though it does say they have 470 odd troops, I do believe that's because mostly serfs. Maybe some permadeath coming out. Does look like Mangor has got its third death, maybe. How many lives do we have? Oof, not that many. Someone's surviving still, but we're down to their last ditch effort here. And I'm thinking no good units on the field. Although there is one more Dow that I'm seeing. But I believe the rest of Rising Knights will probably have barely anything. If not just serfs. No need to rush either. 5 minutes to go. Real Bros probably have this in the bag as they have a much larger force to bear. Plus 15 heroes versus their 9 so far. How high can the hero count come for Rising Knights? Although it's not impossible, but like Real Bros really need to mess up in order to allow Rising Knights a victory here. I highly doubt a victory in this scenario. Lots of mortars being deployed. Frontline Loyal Guards. This is the most I've seen Loyal Guards being deployed from any tournament section. The Asia tournament section, on the Asian tournament division, you'd never see a Loyal Guard. Well, you do, but like maybe it's one. They're very rare. Shield units in like dedicated shield units like these are very rare. And I say dedicated, quote unquote. It's just the spearman archetype. You don't really see them nowadays. It's really replaced by like other units that can basically replace them with tanking 3. Massive hit coming in from the Metallitor from the side there. Does look like only one volley they're going to use. They're sending everyone in. Imperial Pike March for days. Imperial Pike March straight into the Loyal Guards would be a bad idea. I would do a massive swing around instead of going straight for the march here. Unfortunately, they do go straight for the march here, knocking down a lot of the... Oh, no, they pull them back, trying to, anyway. Getting a lot of those Imperial Pikes caught out. Badow's swing around. Looks like they're doing a push of their own. Counter Imperial Pike March! Unfortunately, no. The Loyal Guards get instantly demolished, and Imperial Pike March coming out for the defenders. The defenders just going to crush this attack force here with brute strength. Definitely behind times if they're bringing some Loyal Guards. Although I do like me some Loyal Guards. Loyal Guards not particularly the best unit nowadays. Palace Guards are way better. Even the Grey Hair Garrisons, which are a Combined Arms Group, also classified as a hybrid unit under the umbrella term, is much better at holding a line than Loyal Guards is nowadays. With a minute 37 left to go, we got some Tundra humans coming in. The last hurrah of the Rising Knights, unfortunately. Very unfortunate that they could only muster in 14 heroes, but nonetheless, I commend them for their effort in the tournament.
Scatter
It
before
is
my might.
definitely a different experience for tournament settings, 15v15 players who are working in tandem, or at least working together, uh, versus the solo nature um, of Siege, of normal Siege, matchmaking Siege. Although you can get up to teams of 5, it's very rare to get teams of 5 and 3 teams of 5 on one side, all working from the same, let's just say, working together. I have been in Siege matches where it's just 3 5 stacks on either side, and it's absolute chaos. Like, not chaos, but like, it is very hard because everyone's just super sweaty when they're in a group sometimes. Communicating, catching everyone off guard. Information is key um, when you're playing Conqueror's Blade like this as well. Last 10 seconds, we got the spawn of Rising Knights here, just spawning in with, I'm guessing from the formation, it is a Grey Hair Garrison, but that is all. We have the Real Bros winning out the semi-finals, although there are only 3 teams here for the MENA division. Right now, we're going to be having a longer break, probably around about 5 minutes, given Real Bros a little bit of time to recharge before they have to fight off against Arab Knights for the championship. Well, I say championship, but the MENA division, number 1. So, I'll catch you guys in a 3-minute break. Turns out the break is going to be a little bit longer. Although I'm not doing anything myself. Even though I say I'm on a break, I'm still here technically. Suddenly, can't do that for very long. Suddenly, ah, 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 suddenly the world seems such a perfect place. Suddenly, nah, suddenly it moved with such a perfect grace. Suddenly my life doesn't seem such a waste. All revolves around you, and there's no mountain too high, no river too wide. Sing out this song and I'll be there by your side. Storm clouds may gather and stars may collide, but I love you until the end of time. Until the end of time. Come what may, come what may, I will love you until my dying day. Ugh, that's a lovely song. You raise me up, like a down on a mountain. You raise me up when I was down, and oh my soul, when I am down, and oh my soul so weary. I think it's coming back to me. When I, when I am down, and oh my soul so weary. When trouble come, and my heart burden be. Then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while and sit a while and sit a while with me. Nah, I keep getting that wrong. I forget how to sing that part. Then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to be more than I can be. I can't go that low. To be more. I have to go. Bleh, I have to plummet my voice down. I can't transition. You raise me up to be more than I can be. Yeah. See, the switch there, instead of trying to elongate the section, I have to go all the way. To be more, to more. You raise me up to more than I can be. To more than I can be. I used to love singing. Well, no, I still love singing. Practice now and again for fun. Don't speak as though. Oh, wait. I am here. Oops, sorry. You really gotta catch me at a bad time. Hey, I got that off really, really hilariously there. The countdown. The final countdown. I know the sound of every rock and stone. I embrace what others fear. You are not to roam in this forgotten place.
Ah,
Just the likes of me are welcomed
how I
here.
wish to fight.
Everything breathes, and I know each breath. For me it means life. Others it's death. It's perfectly balanced, perfectly planned. And it's more than enough. And it's more than enough for this man. I feel like I'm getting that wrong. Like every tree stands on its own. Reaching for the skies, I stand alone. I share my world, no one else. All by myself, I stand alone. I've seen your world through these very eyes. Don't come any closer, don't even try. I've felt all the pain, I've heard all the lies. In my world, there's no compromise. Like every tree stands on its own, reaching for the skies, I stand alone. I share my world with no one else, all by myself, all by my. Yeah, I can't remember how they transitioned that way. I've seen your world with these very eyes. Don't come any closer, don't even try. Felt all the pain, I've heard all the lies. Heard all the lies. My world don't compromise. Like every tree stands on its own, reaching for the sky. I stand
Soldiers
alone.
don't train as hard as we did in the good old days.
I stand alone with no one else, all by myself. I stand alone. There we go. I think that's how it goes. Anyone seen Quest for Camelot? I love Quest for Camelot. Ah, man. I don't know why it wasn't more popular. Not a Disney film. It was, made by, what's his face? Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers did make some good feature animations back in the day. I'll be real with you, the time of, like, the musical animations were pretty much the golden era of, like, movies, I think, for animated movies. I mean, Disney made it. Disney made it so. And when you grew up in that era, it's just like, you need your songs. You need your songs. And it's such a good storytelling device.
It takes many years of training to make
Also,
a
not to
good
mention, they're super catchy to sing. Oh, man. And it's just super emotional when you connect to the lyrics with the actual story, because um, one of the most important things about when singing that song is Garrick, the guy who sings it, is actually blind. So so it's super impactful when he sings the lines,
Ah, I can
"I've
see
seen
it
your
from
world
distance.
through these very eyes,
How I wish.
and he knows that he's been hurt by society, or been hurt by something that took his eyes away. Well, I mean, not really. The story, the how his eyes were destroyed in the story. I mean, in the story, was not actually having to do with anything, but it feels like it's something like that. He actually got blinded because a horse knocked a piece of wood into his face. But you can just imagine how that part of his character just makes it feel like he knows more about the pains of relying on others or being in a society that that doesn't support you, even when he's blind. Even if he, I mean, like again, even if he can't see. And I mean, like, could be some kind of analogy, or could be used as some kind of like analogy or representation of the suffering people go through in order to become strong by themselves. Or they believe they are strong by themselves. There's a number of ways you can take musical lyrics sometimes. Maybe I should go back to musical studies. The time is now. The time is here. What do you want? What are you waiting for? And no. Well, at least it didn't cut out in during the match. If it does cut out during the match, I'll just steal it from the Conquered Blade developer's side. It's only about 2 seconds ahead of mine.
Soldiers don't train as hard as we did in the good old days.
So close, yet so
I
far.
can still remember when I joined the army. How I wished to fight.
Victory is mine. It'd be very interesting to see what kind of attire it really is. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
It takes many years of training to make a fresh soul. I can still remember when I joined the army. How I
I feel
wished
like
to fight.
the clean feed is wrong. Well, I feel like the voice lines are wrong. Clean feed has different sounds from what we're seeing, I think.
It takes many years of training to make a fresh soldier into a veteran.
Oh, Jesus, Twin Cam. That does not sound good. If I get there and it's all on fire, I'm going to be very sad. I mean, like, I'll tell you honestly, this thing might go on until, like, I won't even be able to attend TW, man. It's not like all of those houses can fight you all at once. You have the home ground advantage. You can all just hide in the city. Coal firer, yeah, coal firer. What about the other three? Man, how many people want to declare war on us? Well, at least it's not going to be boring. That's all I can say. Legendary artillery won't save you, unless they're all great bombards. You going out tonight? Okay. Bring home snacks, if you can. Something sweet. What kind of chocolate? Oh, cool. And you're talking about the cookie dough one?
The strawberry ice cream.
Oh. I like chocolate ice cream, though. Or cookie dough vanilla. Can I? Woot. Oh, yes! The drops! It is ours!
What's it for?
Fruit are not that sweet. I mean, yeah, I can eat the fruit. As long as it hasn't changed into raisins yet. hey, if worst comes to worst, you only hold the city. Because losing the 3 villages is less, like, honestly, the 3 villages are worth only 49, 45 Emperor's coins. Losing the city is worth 50. So would you rather try and hold 3 places simultaneously
Ah, I can
or hold
still
one
remember when I
place?
joined the army.
It's easier to hold
How
one
I
place.
wish to fight. Soldiers don't train like we did in the army.
Listen to John Rima. He should have a better gauge of the situation. So I do believe that like you guys should focus on the city, but if you guys can stretch on maybe one of the villages as well, I'm pretty sure you guys should have the capacity for at least 2 places. But if it comes down to needing at least 40 guys in a city, do it because yeah. Wash my back. Ale wants to come along and take it. Well, let's hope Twin Death has man to spare tonight because I'm really hoping that they have a strong force. They only need one force to protect the forts while they're able to contest a lot of the villages. The main battles will always be around the cities, so hope you guys can hold that city.
Ah, I can still remember when I joined the army. How I wish to fight.
Oh no, that's not good. Amua's a full alliance if they are coming. They're sim they were like they're huge. Like Amua's not small, so you guys might be outnumbered. But yeah, all the artilleries, man, all the artillery. Do not let them get in. Hidden City is extraordinarily difficult once you let the enemy inside. Congratulations, Almas! Don't forget to watch the developer stream as well. Get that unit attire while you can. No, 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 no. It's not gonna be an easy. It's not gonna be. It's never easy for the last day. Not for Rising Phoenix, anyway. I mean, like, Ascension Alliance. But we're not in the Ascension Alliance. Right now we're in, what my face calls it? Thunderclap. I don't know why I thought Ass Clap for some second.
It takes many years of training to make a fresh soldier into a veteran. soldiers don't train as hard as we did in the good old days.
Bye. Waiting on the next set of battles. We're gonna see Real Bros face off against Arab Knights eventually. I mean, we have been waiting for somewhat of 30 minutes now for the finals to begin. Gonna be stretched out for quite a while. Not the first time. Definitely not gonna be the last time.
Ah, I can still remember when I joined the army. How I wished to fight.
Please don't. I know I'm not here tonight, but seriously, don't give me a heart attack while I'm on the stream. If you come in during one of the matches and you say, "We lost None Lao," I'll be like, "What? What?" I'll be like, "I gotta log back in." Hey, I'm gonna say Maze for all. Oh, you gotta really, I'm gonna say M4SFR, M4S, M4SFR. I don't know what that stands for, man. You're going for real bros. You're not gonna go for the defending champions, Arab Knights. I think from our current display, Real Bros got a real chance at winning right now. I'm not sure. It's been a while. We haven't seen the performance of the current Arab Knight, so I'm not. So I'm again the fact that we get anything so far, it's going to be interesting indeed because we're getting thrown straight into this with barely any information among for Arab Knight. So we do have seen a good display of Real Bros, but they didn't really fight. I say fight. I mean, they did fight against Rising Knights, just not that great. Hi, Mook. Good luck tonight. Probably be called for the defense. But here we are, Linwu Fortress. Double Linwu Fortress for the first two matches. Best of 7. Do not forget. Real Bros going in with a lot of Fortabratios, in fact. Not very many Fortabratios coming out for Arab Knights. Arab Knights definitely choosing to go with those Nafan guards. Medals in spades as well. No Iron Reapers, though. Interesting choice. Come to watch the tournament before... Oopsie daisy. Come to watch the tournament before the 2W kicks off. I wish you luck. I'm always gonna cheer for whoever is fighting, AK. Hey! Do you have some kind of vendetta against Arab Knights? Although it does look like I haven't seen these guys before. Real Bros rules! Well, we'll see in a short minute. A split. 5-5, top and bottom. Looks like they're going to hold the supply as well. We got 4 guys here from Real Bros heading up onto the wall now on the, let's say, western side. Arab Knights set up a ladder, but doesn't go up. Looks to go straight for that front gate. I take that back. There's actually 6 here on the front gate, and we have 4 on this side gate. Pretty easy, if you ask me, to break through, grab the supply point, move to supply point, and stranglehold the defenders. Although they are getting into position. We got some Pavis overwatching this east side gate. Whoa! What's this? Gonna try to catch a couple of Fortabratios here, but now out of position. AK really staring down the face of a pinch here. You got loyal guards on either side, along with some medals. Getting pelted to pieces. I definitely back off if you didn't automatically engage. Situation is not looking good as you take more and more damage here. Unit count is looking fairly similar, but 70 odd units going for the defenders. Probably out for Wraith. Crushing that loyal guard into the corner here. Probably not the smartest of move, but you just really want to suppress that side as much as you can. You can't overcommit your forces to that right-hand side as you come in, but that left-hand side getting burned to death by the Nafan guard. Nafan guards on either end. Oh no, Nafan guards... Again, need to be very careful about that loyal guard. If that loyal guard comes an inch closer, you're going to lose quite a few of those Nafan guard. But winning here, massive win, but heavily damaged. Double Grey Hair Garrison. Arab Knights dominating, in fact, with these Nafan guards. I think it was a mistake for Real Bros not to bring any of the Nafan guards or Metallators to the battle. They cheated against us, Legion, in our first tourney, and then I quit the game. Now I only watch. Oh, really? I didn't realize. When was that? Wait, were they the guys that used the epic artillery? Wow, they were the guys that used the epic artillery. Didn't you become the winners in the end because they got disqualified? I thought they rectified that. Looks like only a Pavis holding. Unfortunately, as these medals come in, oh, there's the Metallators. Just a token force holding the holding back the Real Bros. Arab Knights going to lose out quite a bit on this west side, but overcommitting to the forces does mean that A will get captured. These Pavis really need to be ran down right now. No support whatsoever, so free Pavis for you. Eat them up. Yum, 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 yum. Gonna be interesting to see what play Arab Knights decide to take. Do they go straight down? Just a lot of Pike Militia, they are shooting. The Metallators are still shooting. Nope, they just been pulled off. A lot of trash tier units. We even have some Sword Militia in the mix here. Nafan Guards shooting. Just 2 of them. That's going to be very unfortunate if there's only 2 left. They grab the supply point real easy here. Now, this is a good point for the defenders, because the defenders have Metallators and they are completely safe within the bounds of that supply point. They can shoot that stairs. The wooden stairs here can be hit by Metallators if you place them in a very particular spot, very close to the to that right-hand side here. But you can also switch it over to the left-hand side and shoot towards the left-hand scaffolding. So they have options, they have avenues. Defenders will get shelled to pieces, though. We also have 20 mortars available for the attackers. That would not be surprising. MENA is a small population server, so I wouldn't be surprised if 300 people are in the same alliance on the server and just conquering everything. And I mean, by the performance of MENA itself, I can see that the quality of players, or I say quality of players, but the maturity of the server is still low. It's still pretty low. You really need multiple people always fighting against each other, wanting to become better, to really get the server to mature. If only one person fights, if only one person wins, then you're never going to mature. You're never going to grow. Nice catch after the oh man, that short sword must be feeling the pain. Taking a big hit. Death is inevitable when a mole's around. Power vacuum. Didn't you also... no, that was probably the South America team. Try Easy and Hyper. We haven't seen them on the field just yet, actually. So, that's South America teams. Those are the names for the South America teams. The MENA team was Legion. I totally forgot. But anyway, we're watching, it's very upsetting that Legion got disbanded, but people come, people go. I really hope that MENA server explodes, or it combines with Europe. I mean, we all hope that Conqueror's Blade will go global and have like a global publisher. At the present time, with 2 publishers, it does split certain areas, which could benefit from having a larger zone. Overwatching by some tertials. We're getting grape shots from both sides, shooting at each other, taking massive amounts of damage, but does look like Arab Knights has the advantage as they creep on in. Arab Knights failing here on the wooden stairs, but on the scaffolds here on the back, doing very well. Condottieri is in the back, actually doing a lot of damage. Not really being able to get up onto that angle, trying to go from 3 different directions. Really need to bring their force to bear. They have 400 units, 150 more units than the defenders, but that first attack did not look good. Really need to isolate their advantage here by a quick spawn and get up, because the main defensive mass will need to respawn and will need to reposition themselves, but they might get trapped here on the bottom section of the stairs. Here comes some Fortebraccio to hold the line. Reinforcements from some Metallatores. Sorry. Palace Guards also in position for the attackers. The attackers' second push going very well for themselves. The defenders definitely not prepared. Nothing to slow them down after the first push. Loyal Guards just forcing their way through, but eats it super hard by the Medals. Grey Hair Garrisons just charge on through. That was basically a surgical strike. That was an amazing trap. You barely hit any of your own guys. But only 2 traps in. Doesn't seem too difficult right now. Superiority here for Arab Knights. Nothing significant coming out for Rising. Real Bros. Real Bros struggling real hard. Just throwing their heroes on this point. 4 minutes 20 to go. Gonna be a disaster. Like, you've got no chance to hold this if you don't have a single unit trying to fight your way through. And you're down to 100 units right now. Probably turf units trying to force their way through. The Medals are holding those stairs. It's a real choke point for Linwu. You gotta defend A. You gotta defend A. If you lose A, there's, like, the base point is almost guaranteed loss. Arab Knights, definitely the stronger team on the attack here. Good strategy, good splits. Winning on one side, winning on the other. Winning on one side, losing on the other. The sacrifice was necessary. So that was a good display of keeping the defenders on their toes, depending on which one they want to go for. I mean, which front they want to aim for. I think if My.com got less and less players, Booming may prepare for EUNA server. Maybe. I mean, My.com could go Scorch Earth style and just use the contract to make sure that Booming Tech doesn't enter the EUNA region, and just and literally just keep this keep the contract going. We don't know exactly what the contract's like, actually, so it doesn't matter if it does matter, actually, because everyone wants My.com and Booming to be nice with each other and to eventually coalesce into a global version, but I don't think Conqueror's Blade is ready to go global, mainly because there are, like, problems with Conqueror's Blade in how it's prepared, in how its seasons are progressing. Although it's profitable, if it had more and more players and wants to go really big, its foundations need to be stronger. I think the foundation is getting weaker as we just plant on more and more units. So that's just my thinking. They can work with My.com as much as they can, and that's good as long as they're working together. It's only if they're against each other, that's when we have to worry. Oh man, it worries me because it feels like Conqueror's Blade, it's on fire right now.
I can still remember when I joined the army.
Yeah, it's at a point where adding new stuff is actually to its detriment, because the current units can't actually handle all of the new units coming out. And I mean, I think that's just the developers digging their own hole, or just like bringing out new units.
takes many years of training to make a fresh soldier into a veteran.
Yeah, it's got the MMO RPG RTS. That's what I call it. The RPG RTS hybrid. Like elite spearmen, Imperial spearmen. That's because I don't. Okay, so from season 5, no, from season 6, the Viking season, to season 7, they did a massive block overhaul. Like all of the units got a massive amount of block added to them.
I can still remember when I joined the army. How I wished to fight.
Most new players can't control both unit and hero at the same time. Yeah, that could be it. I mean, it's quite classic to see that people focus control on their hero or focus control on their unit one at a time. Multitasking is quite difficult, and you get better at it as you practice. Yeah, you need to learn the matchups. You need to learn the strategies. I'm not sure how to explain it. It's just the learning curve is real. I mean that's not what I'm denying. I'm just saying that I mean I rather use Marchians versus all grey hairs. I guess. What do you mean by that, Crow? What do you mean by like that? Elite is just. Oh wait, when you're comparing it to the elite Imperial Spearmen, yeah, block is useless now. Block has become irrelevant. Imperial Spear Guard don't really have a place right now either. There's a there's a semi gimmick with the Imperial Spear Guard, but they're just not feeling like they're in the right place right now because they're just not. Power creep is always going to be an issue, but if the foundation is strong, a large amount of power creep can be controlled because power creep is designed to counter itself.
Soldiers don't
But
fight silently.
if your foundation is weak, like the current foundation is, we're completely blowing over the block mechanic, the collision mechanic for cavalry completely blown over, and we're heading into it. We're heading into balance where it's just it boggles your mind design wise why it's like this, and it just becomes hyper focused on the abilities, which are completely overtuned. Like, abilities should have a marginal impact on battle on the larger scale of things, but it should still affect battle. But positioning and using your units in general should be the main focus. Falcons and okay, so Metallators or Falconettis, I don't have really an issue with. I just have an issue with range in general. Having an absurdly fast attack speed. Now, I can understand people hating Falconettis because they apply a type of CC that is absolutely bonkers, to say the least. Like it's a wonder why they designed a unit to be such a long range and can basically smash hundreds of units altogether. It's it's not much of an issue for Nafan guards because they actually have to get pretty close. I still think there needs to be some kind of hit limit for the Nafan guard or some kind of diminishing effect for the Nafan guards, especially for their flame effect. Right now, their flame effect doesn't matter how many people they hit, all of them get frightened and all of them take damage. You can mitigate the power of these units, but you also have to remember that these units also have to be powerful. I think the Nafan Guard needs to have some kind of diminishing effect for the number of units they hit, or have a hit limit. I think the Metallators should have drastically lower attack fire rate. That is the thing with all ranged units, I think, is a problem. Ranged units that don't require, that has extremely high fire rate, just completely dwarf the battlefield if they have high enough damage, or have high enough impact.
I can still remember when I joined the army. How I
What I'm saying is that tier 5 Pike is going to make all. You mean the Medaus? Okay, Namcans, strictly the bleed is OP. Plus the fire rate, it OP. I don't mind if you limit if you somehow okay, so I calculated that Namcans actually dish out about 60% more damage than any of than prefecture archers at full stacks. At full stacks, Namcans dish out 60% more damage. And not only that, because Namcan's bleed damage is not mitigated by armor or any kind of like thing, it's also like consistent across the board. So even extremely high tier units will bleed to death super fast. So that 60% is only within the tier 3 line. If it hits the tier 5, it's even higher than the tier 3 counterpart because tier 3 armor penetration is only around about 1400, about 1200 for the Namcans themselves. But the bleed is the majority of the damage, especially when it gets to full stack. And the problem is that like Namcans can get to full stack pretty easily because you can combine, you can add in Arrow Rain, which increases attack speed by 100%, so they're shooting twice as fast. They're doing a little bit less damage, but it doesn't matter if they're doing less damage, because most of their damage comes from the bleed. Now, you want to have bleed be secondary. That's probably the most important point. Have bleed be secondary. It only should supplement their damage, not be the majority of their damage. If it's the majority of their damage, you're just asking for a bad day. Okay, so Imperial Pikes, but tier 5, Imperial Pikes absolutely busted. I will tell you right now, Imperial Pike Advance is busted. Exactly the same reason why Cavalry Charge is busted. It doesn't have a hit limit, and it causes massive amount of damage and knockdown. Imperial Pikemen, you can't get away from these design flaws which abuses or have scalability, which is crazy. You want to avoid hyperstack. You want to avoid abilities that can deal with hyperstack, but at the same time, you want to punish hyperstacking. It's so weird. That would make sense, Misha. I, myself, Namcan's bleed should be on like a cooldown, an ability. Make it an ability instead of a toggle.
Hard as we did in the good old days.
It makes sense. Bleed limited time with a cooldown. Yeah, it would make sense. Because you look at incendiary archers, the exact similar unit, but the damage, they not only deal damage, but they also do CC. But the damage they output for fire is way lower than bleed from Namcans. I say way lower because of uptime and just uptime for the bleed and the continuous stacking. Realistically, fire archers can do more damage in the short term than Namcans can do in the same amount of time. But here we go. Second round of Linwu. Extremely long rake there. Again, that has to do with the fact that fire rate and that's because like the Rattan marksman reloads so fast and fire so fast. Also, I mean, they have consistent amount of fire coming out, and their damage is just higher overall. So Rattan marksmen are like pretty much busted in their own tier. And it has to do with the fact that like your alpha damage between Rattan marksmen and your alpha damage between incendiary archers is so different. Incendiary archers require the fire to actually go off, but they don't have enough alpha damage to just like almost one-shot someone. Rattan marksman shoots 6-7 bolts if you have double shot on them into the enemy, each one doing somewhat of 200 up to 1,000 damage. Like 1,000, I'm not even kidding, because my Rattan marksman in tier 3 can do 1,000 damage, and that's 700 damage altogether, plus the fire, which almost one-shots everyone. And I mean, like, you have like 28 of them on the field. Anyway, here we are. Linwu Fortress. We're gonna see the battle begin. Second battle, where Arab Knights are now defending and Real Bros are attacking. Namcans. I mean, not Namcans. Nafaran Guards. Out for Real Bros here. Very important. Really need those guys on the field. They will be key. Interesting to see that Real Bros choosing not to bring Nafan Guards themselves. Odd. Well, they're coming around, right? Open air, long lane maps, I'd be happy to play it. Maybe, I mean, like, the tight corridors of these maps makes it very difficult. Wait, that's contradictory. If you don't like open air and long lane maps, wait, you mean open air? You mean like exposed to the trebs? I'm very surprised that Real Bros are on this point, on the A point, all so fast. Again, the importance of these Nafan guards. I'm surprised that Arab Knights didn't bring any Nafan guards out at the beginning here, and especially since that Real Bros bringing in Nafan guards are basically trashing the defense here at A. The base point defense is going to be much harder Where are these Metallators firing? Because they are firing really high. Oh, nope, there's some Nafan guards out for Arab Knights here. Real Bros really learning their lesson from last time, bringing their own Nafan guards, but the A point is captured. What had happened? What did I miss? Oh, that's very unfortunate for Real Bros. That the Medals retreated. Point blank charge. Better get out of there. Nafan guards are going to die as well as the Palace guards. Arab Knights getting crushed pretty easily. Getting blitzed. Yeah, getting blitzed pretty hard here. I think it's because we didn't actually get to see the engagement behind the pillar of where the primary Real Bros came through. Surprisingly, the Halberdier Sergeants actually carry the day here, defeating all of the leftover forces that just came through. Palace Guards also come up, and Holden quite strong. Treb just smacks right bang into the center of that Halberdier Sergeants, but Halberdier Sergeants still Holden. Halberdier Sergeants are one of my favorite unit. They've got such a... they used to work so well back in the day. They have one of the strongest brace in the game you'll ever see. Very surprised at this point blank mortar. A bit too close. Choose something else, maybe. Vidal's on the stairs here. But reinforcements from Real Bros for their second attack are coming through the coming through this east side. Arab Knights going straight for those. Ah, no. He turned off instead. I thought he was going straight for those Falconettis. Take out those artillery while you can. Better not leave them to the enemy. Real Bros has a slight advantage here. We're going to look at 70-ish units. But Arab Knights not giving up this supply point, which may be a good move. Could be the lack of stats. I mean, Halberdier Sergeants really don't have the stats to match their power, like to match against other tier 4s. That's true. Not to mention they are of a smaller size at only 24. From what I understand, that's not bugged. It only works on charge, and it's not guaranteed either. Oh, what do they say? Getting pushed out yet again. We got Real Bros here on the left-hand side. They're still holding their lead, but only slightly. Small engagements are in favor of Arab Knights here as they clean up some of the more important units. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting because the push should be a knockback in and of itself, and that push animation is special to all pikeman units of a certain tier. I think Imperial Pikemen and Halberdiers both have the push attack. I'll have to test that again because I'm pretty sure that node is meant for the charge and it's supposed to cause knockdown. I need to test that again. You're talking about the Halberdier Sergeants, right? Easy to hide them in hordes or someplace? Maybe. You mean the Shiltron one? I guess. Loyal Guards here at the front versus some Palace Guards. Medal's going straight in. No, bad move! Getting your entire unit cut into pieces. Never walk into a lethal march. One of the most devastating abilities I've seen in ages. But Imperial Pike March mixed with some Nafan Guard fire. But the Nafan Guards do get taken out. Quick, smart. But double Imperial Pike March marches forward. But they will be beaten really easily by these Medals because these Medals will not fall. Well, they did fall, but they didn't die. Chopped in half here. Massive pickup for Arab Knights. I think that was going to be the clinch here. Unable to make a foothold towards the base point. But I might be shooting myself here in the foot as Arab Knights might not actually have enough units to completely surround or completely contest this Real Bros here in the center. But actually, it looked like they had way more troops than I thought they did. Beating right through the leftover Medal. Here comes double Medal's Greyhair Garrison and some Palace Guards. Real Bro is taking a heavy beating here. This short sword showing what Ironside and why it's super broken. As just an entire unit's wailing on it and to no effect. But he should die very shortly. Should be able to, I believe. I believe all siege matches, siege maps are subject to the same rules. Capable of building 2 siege weapons, 3 lives, well, actually 2 revives, technically 3 deaths, and obviously 2 siege weapons for attackers, 1 siege weapons for the defenders, and 1 treb each for the attackers. Well, the siege weapons have been deployed, but their effectiveness have been quite muted, in fact. Mainly the defenders have been able to build grape shots in times of need. The mortars built by Real Bros have not been very effective, to say the least. This last engagement will probably be the decisive victory for either the defenders or the attackers. I think the defenders are in a better position, still having their tier 5s available. A lot of tier 5s already taken out for Real Bros. Real Bros pretty much onto their serfs units. Well, I think Arab Knights still got some extra strength to spare, especially since we did see those leftover Medals still roaming. We'll have to wait and see. Once I get my hands on the numbers and set for those units, I do think the Javelin's going to be very interesting, because if it's a true combination of Lance Cavalry and with a range attack, like I think it's supposed to be, it's going to be interesting to see how powerful their melee or their charge is. I also assume the Axemen are going to be basically like Berserkers. Whether or not they'll be overtuned, I don't think so. Unless they have some kind of damage resistant buff. Whoa, what is happening here? Real Bros could just go straight onto the base point here. They don't need a fight. As you could slow down this main mass, fight these guys here, go up to the... Why would you get the supply point? Because you have no troops left. You have no troops left. Bottleneck them here on the stairs. Get up to the base point. You're wasting time, precious time that your units are buying for you. Arab Knights is slowly closing in on Real Bros. At this entire time, someone could have been on that base point, but now you're being contested straight away by Arab Knights heroes. No units of your own. That supply point is also locked down because because the heroes are also on it. They were too late. Real Bros should have been on that point the moment they saw that the majority of Arab Knights was on that left-hand side, coming up their rear. What's the point of a supply point if you have no more units? You have 30 units left. That is 3 units. Compared to the amount of time your serf units bought you while you were fighting for that supply point, my goodness, you could have already had that base point. Mistakes were made. But I'm pretty sure Arab Knights will be winning here with a... oh, well. So, that's upsetting. Arab Knights automatically get a 1 for being the reigning champions, and that's kind of dumb to me, if I say so. So Arab Knights only has to win 1 more after this Linwi Fortress concludes. Again, because I'll be honest with you, 300 odd units, like 280 more likely, versus whatnot, I don't think you stand a chance. It's just a manhunt for the last minute and a half. What's coming out? Some farmers? No, some woodcutters. I keep getting that wrong. It can be stressful. It can be stressful. I mean, I see from the bird's eye view. It'd be really funny if a real bro went to the base point and there was no one there. I honestly think the finals, Arab Knight shouldn't start with 1 just because they're the reigning champions. I mean, because in this case, the Arab Knights didn't actually beat Real Bros before, because I'm pretty sure they're following the rules from the Asia Division tournament, where the winner of the upper bracket gets 1 point before the finals, because there's a lower bracket, and usually it means that the guys from the winner brackets have already beaten the team that are in the lower bracket, or the guys that are in lower brackets have already lost 1. So that rule is very strange here in this setting, but I don't think having +1 is in the spirit of the best of 3, of the best of 3s, of the best of 7, mainly because like in most scenarios it would be, first of all, it would be impossible to head to a tiebreaker. Huh? If you have a lower bracket, you should do a bracket reset in the finals if the ones from the lower bracket wins. What do you mean by that?
I can still remember when I joined the army. How I wished to fight. It takes many years of training to make.
Okay, so the lower bracket is just the losers bracket. It's just once you hit the top 4, you end up with the losers bracket where the 2 teams who lost face off, and then the loser of the technically the quarterfinals, well, the semi-finals of the upper bracket fights off. Well, no, yeah, technically the semi-finals of the upper bracket fight off against fight off against the winner of the two losers before, and yeah, I think it's just weird. I think Conqueror's Blade has come a long way as well. It's just how. I'm gonna send you guys for a 3-minute break. I'm gonna just grab some more water in the meantime as well. Well, looks like we're here in the pick band stages of
I can still
thingy here.
how I wish to fight.
Banning Angolia! Really? Real bros? My goodness, Angolia banned? It's not a particularly good map for Arab Knights to attack, and man. Constantinople is banned for Arab Knights. Very interesting, very interesting. Wonder what the pick ban. I mean, what are going to be the picks? I don't know why anyone would ban Angolia. Attackers, like anyone attacking, anyone that picks Angolia is basically going to shoot themselves in the foot. Harbour City for Arab Knights, but Wolf Fort for Real Bros. I think Wolf, I think since Arab Knight attacked last time, we'll get... Ah, maybe it's a toss-up. Maybe it'll be random. Sorry for sending you guys on an ad like that. Woo! But yeah, we just missed the... Well, I mean, for those of you watching live, I did send you an ad while the pick ban phase was happening. You probably didn't hear me, but like, Real Bros banning Angolia? Are they mental? Angolia is basically the one map where if the attackers choose to attack Angolia, They're shooting themselves in the foot because Angolia is so easy to defend. Like, real easy to defend. Background music? Oh, I guess. It's good. I think the music I think the music has been pretty good. Oh, that's nice.
It takes many years of training to make a fresh soldier into a veteran.
Hold Nan Lao. You having like an entire hour to go. The character selection original background music is the best for me. You mean during the beta? I was never part of the beta. I only came in during at the end of season 1.
I can still remember when I joined the army.
But if Arab Knights wins this next battle, I'm pretty sure well, I'll be able to join very shortly if we start the battle anytime soon. I mean, these intermissions are super long, if I do say so. Maybe. Yeah, maybe they need a rest. I mean, like, real bros, they are coming out of just fighting Rising Knights. But I mean, come on, Rising. You can the intermissions are super long though still. I mean, unless you're taking a dump, realistically it probably like a bathroom break would only take 2 minutes. 5 max. But here we go. Wall fort, so we'll be seeing Real Bros attack first. Oh, no, 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 no. That was a stress test. That was a stress test that came out. Just going to... real quick. Got 2... No enough fun guards coming out for Real Bros. What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't scare me like this, bro. Yeah, no Narfan guards, just 2 Metallators. We got Narfan guards and 1 Mettallator. Okay, normally, classically, we've seen 2 Metallators, 2 Narfan guards. I mean, 2 Metallators, 1 Narfan guards come out, so, yeah. Oh man, it's super rare. The last time I saw a proper Sally out in a tournament was like 2 seasons ago. Back during season 5, where Northernlands Cavalry was just so busted and broken. Huh? Oh, I've sallied out with randos on Sun City. It's pretty easy to do. We've got only 3 guys here on the, 3 guys here. Oh, no, not at all. Real Bros just give up the small fort entirely. Yeah, let's be real. Northernlands Cavalry, being that strong during the tournament was a bad idea. Well, I mean, like, that was before they got hotfixed in a... Well, I forget the exact timeline for the Northernlands Cavalry buff and nerfs. Arab Knight's probably gonna have an easy time just shooting down these towers. Here comes a Treb, probably gonna get 1. Again, 1 Treb for 1 Culverin is a good trade in my eyes. I think taking out those artillery is really what you should be doing. Well, lucky to come back. I mean, I think Rising Knight didn't actually have a 15th player. And, again, you have to rely on your own internet to be, well, quote-unquote, reliable. Right now, we're just watching the siege towers get really close. Wait, did the right-hand siege tower actually made it? I thought it was going to go down. Arab Knights, what are you doing? Are they just going to show me that they're really terrible at defense right now? First generation siege tower got up on the wall. 7 minutes. 7 minutes right now. Real Bros has a siege tower up on the wall. Here. They're up on the wall. They're looking at down the small gate, and they're pretty much... They can grab A, right? I didn't even see any resistance up on the wall. And they're not faced... Well, I mean, like, there's no resistance right now here on the broken wall. So... Shouldn't be Nothing should be happening right now. Still very interesting to see loyal guards here in this scenario. It's particularly strong in that season. They're gonna get in from that breach wall. I don't know. They have the right-hand siege tower up, and they're slowly making their way up. It's mostly just posturing from... It's mostly just posturing from the defenders right now. They'll grab A easily. Like, you see, they're not... no one actually was, But here on the broken wall, they have a little bit of a fight. I mean, realistically, Real Bros could come up behind those guys and take out those Medals really easily. They lost a... whatchamacface calls it? Iron Reaper to it. Does look like the... finally, some loyal guards make up. Just Greyhair Garrison's holding this B point up right now. Arab Knight Rip might need some reinforcements very shortly, otherwise he's going to get blown through in about 2 seconds. But for sure, we're getting... Arab Knight's going to get pinched here just a little bit. Can't deal with this Greyhair Garrison. Greyhair Garrison doing amazingly well here, holding the line. Knock down that hero, keep him pinned. But short sword against short sword. Not a good scenario. Greyhair Garrison still standing. Not what you want to see when you're the attackers. But looking at the ground here, holy cow. Massive battle been kicked up. Imperial Pike March going on. Greyhair Garrison's moving up for the defenders. Treb coming in here. Unfortunately, these Pabbies are going to get pushed in by the Greyhair Garrisons. Treb actually lands in. 2 Trebs hit. 3 Trebs hit. That's a 4th one, but I think it's too close. The defenders, Arab Knights, crushing the attackers here in this pinch. I do believe that was a terrible exchange for Real Bros. They did not push through the Greyhair Garrisons fast enough. Realistically, really should have got more of that Greyhair, more units to blast that Greyhair Garrison. Everyone should have got on up the stairs. I know, right? That one Greyhair Garrison really doing work. I mean, like, I'm not sure what kind of I'm not sure why they slowed down so much, but I think it's because the heroes caught the units coming around the corner. So that trade not really good, like if not terrible, in fact, for Real Bros. The situation is looking bad, and it continues to look bad as Real Bros gets stopped from taking the B point. Fortunately, some Rattan marksmen rocking up here. A lot of heroes without units. This is what I keep saying. Like, this is the solo mentality when heroes rock up with no units. They treb their own units as well, and it's not even worth it because it's a Greyhair Garrison. You probably have other units to spare. I mean, you've got 900 units in the bank, so what are you doing? Well, they're gonna have to reset for now. I don't know what Real Bro is thinking. They're playing... They're not playing as a team right now. They're just... They need to make a solid, consolid effort. But surprisingly, they did get the B point. I think it's because the hero died. Grey Hair Garrison's retreated. Lucky as well. I mean, there was like, what, 5 heroes on that Grey Hair Garrison, actually? I'll be honest, I wasn't watching that B point at this point. I just turned off because Real Bros being real desperate. At A, yeah. But at the same time, it's just like the enemy was just posturing. They were not going to engage you. You were not even in a position to be engaged. Not to mention, the entire A point was completely clear. You can see from the section of the wall that it was completely clear. I understand that getting caught when you're going up to that B side was quite common, but let's also be real. Real bros should have been prepared for a fight to be caught at that stairs. Because at this point, getting caught at that stairs has been turning out very badly for the attackers. And it's a very good strategy for the defenders because it's a lot of forces coming through a very tight corridor and you can eat them all up. Now they're making a rush towards the supply point without anyone going towards the C point. I've said this before, if you want to make a good push, you gotta come from multiple directions. We have some Pike Militia versus Pike Militia, but some Imperial Guards about to rock up, and one of them all has just caught somebody. I don't know what class it is. I think he just died. Oh, the old MSFR dying. Ouch, that's gotta be painful. Unfortunately, this push towards the stair section's failing, and I think they haven't even begun on the other side yet. Fortibracios, multiple Fortibracios. We got like, what, 3 Fortibracios here? Gonna be pretty insane to take them out. I mean, right now, I would just go all in for the C point. Like, all in for the C point. Just go for the C point. Block that stairs, C point, C point, C point, C point. They're just shooting the enemy. Although they're doing a little bit of damage, the decisive battle hasn't begun, and you're running out of time. You've spent like 1.5 minutes sitting here, doing nothing. I'm glad that you're now working together and in a team, but you're being too cautious now. I'm just upset. I'm just upset. It's going to be really short streams for both, like, not really short stream, but like, come on. You're running out of time. There's no way you can push the supply point, grab the supply point, and then push to C. You finally recognize that at like 2 minutes 30. You've wasted 2.5 minutes posturing at the... And you're not even blocking them! What an engagement. He ain't here. Pike Militia out of position. This Nafan Guard is absolutely devastating this Loyal Guard and this Demez Spearman. I mean, like, it's Demez Spearman. It was not going to do anything anyway. But they're doing well. I mean, they didn't exactly lose. All of the heroes here are on the C point. So Real Bro just needs to make sure the heroes get knocked off. But a minute 30 to go. Reinforcements from some Tertials and some Pike Billers. Here comes a Wing to Start charge straight into the Medal. But reinforcing Medals are holding the position on the right side of the enemy. They can't push them off. The Medals are still holding strong. Gonna just run out of time as they continue to fight. But I also think they're running out of troops. Both sides are. In this case, the defenders have less troops than the attackers, so one of the engagements must have been very beneficial. Tertials have run completely out of ammo, no chance of reload. Does look like does look like a complete wipe here for Real Bros. They have 500 units. I don't even know what 500 units those are, and I'm pretty sure they're surf units. This is the weird thing. Why is the unit deficit swinging into Real Bros' favor now? At the very end, when they're super desperate, going for that C point. Needed to be more decisive in your action. Needed to act faster in decision making, and definitely need to react to the enemy. Real Bro, you need to put more effort into your teamwork. Your team needs to get the memo. You need to deal with each front with like the two short swords that were dealing with the grey-haired garrisons on the stairs. Couldn't even take out the grey-haired garrisons, but they just left it. That's mental. In the end, the Pavis got bogged down by the grey-haired garrison coming up their ass as you were trying to pull up the stairs. But I know the majority of your forces were getting caught down at the bottom of the stairs. I didn't see much of the front beginning of the battle, but you saw a lot of the end of the battle. I'm much more upset that we didn't get to see... We did get to see some good action happen, but at the same time, we did not... how to say... We did not get to see very good fighting from either side. It was a complete stomp, I'll be honest. The Rising Knights, being only 14 heroes, complete stomp. The Arab Knights, complete stomp. The Linwu was complete stomp. I mean, Real Bro, the attack, what did you do? The defense was good. But what are you doing for that attack? You need to look for the win condition. But that is all for the MENA division finals. I mean, the MENA division. That's it for the MENA division. I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. I will catch you guys another day. Tomorrow, in fact, we'll be watching the remainder of these Stage 2 knockouts, I think. I think there's a couple more battles for the Stage 2 knockouts. We'll be watching those. And I hope you guys can join me then. We'll also be continuing on the South America Division tournament on the Monday. So not tomorrow morning, but Monday morning. We'll be watching those guys again. So just skipping the Sunday morning for now because it will be Saturday night for them. But that is all for now. My name's Azakai, and have a nice day. I really hope you enjoyed the commentary, and I will continue to commentate